Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with another Kamihime project video. Before I get into this, because this is more of an update video, a few sad things I want to mention. One, I'm going to be doing some more guide videos on the way. Somebody's asked about Heavily Awakening. I plan on covering that. I plan on adding another raid video at some point. It's just that I've kind of been a little bit behind because I'm doing all sorts of other stuff too. But some of which also included things with VTubers and all that as well. So if you haven't seen it, I've actually done a few videos on Necrolina, and then I kind of plan on doing a few more on some other VTubers if possible. So there's that. But they're kind of like meme videos. They're intended to be jokes and all that. But hey, some people may not like it. I've already seen somebody that had a comment against it. But if it does interest you, check those out. But another thing too is the fact that it's actually getting close to my birthday again, so it's like literally less than a week away from now. So it's going to be a moment before I drop another video after this one, because I'm probably not going to drop one until after Christmas at this rate. So I did want to cover some of this stuff right here, and also there is going to be another quote-unquote future look video, because there's some stuff I want to sit back and go through because of some planning and all that type of stuff too, for like down the line when people want to like pull on banners and everything. But getting into this is a new event that popped up, the new Union event, and the deal with this, if you've done guild competition, it's practically like that. You want to use elemental advantage because, to my knowledge, they do penalize the elements that don't have advantage. So if this one for global side is dark, meaning that if you don't use a light team, you're going to see reduced damage. They also split it between 3 different types of damage. So normal attacks, abilities, burst, you're going to want all 3, or at least raise all 3 in order to get the most out of it. So yeah, the game's really pushing for you to be as flexible as possible, and that's something I honestly said that people should do a long time ago. But yeah, you're not just going to have to be raising all 6 elements at some point, but you're also going to have to raise a damage type for all 3 types of damage for each element, so that's 18 total teams at this rate, and that's just bare minimum. It's not including if you want to like tank against some stuff and all that too. So yeah, but it even says quest reset too. Like you can do this and change your scores and whatnot. But this does give you Union event medals and all that too. And there's a ranking and everything as well. The rewards are point-based, and as far as I know, you can repeat these in order to get the point-based rewards. So if you aren't doing enough damage, just keep doing the fights over and over and over again. It will accumulate. So there's that. But some shop changes have happened too. Like if you haven't gotten skins before, there's that. I think I've mentioned that in a previous video. But this is a big one. They changed how the shop for some of these medals are, because the tower and the guild medals are the same old. In fact, I still need to do Tower Malice. I'll be doing that eventually. You may see a video of that as well, assuming I can go through the entire tower without, like, with a perfect score. But this is the big thing. It seems like they've gotten rid of the magic jewels, so I don't see them at all in this list. So unfortunately, that kind of sucks, because the magic jewels were something that was worth getting from the Union medals. Tower and guild medals, they weren't worth it in my opinion, but Union medals definitely. So you might instead be using some of them to get Dragonic Eyes. These are starting to get more important. Water has their versatility weapon already. Other elements will get that. And I cannot stress enough, those versatility weapons, and even the large stingers, and I'll get more on that, they're very good. So you want the eyes for some of this stuff. But unfortunately too, this is another thing that could be worth getting depending on what you're going after. This miracle ticket for the first 3 years of the game. I've done a video on that already for newer players that are curious about getting more Kamihime to like try to beef up their teams a little bit. It's just the fact that with how things are going in this game, the older years are starting to get really outclassed by the newer years, especially this upcoming like streak of limited gotchas, including a couple of collabs. Some of these characters coming out now are stupidly powerful. Now, originally before, you can kind of like get away with using whoever, and you still can to an extent, but there's definitely a clear gap if you get the newer characters. So it all depends on if you want to get the older characters, but there are 2 large stinger weapons that you definitely want to get with this miracle ticket at the very least. And that will be for water and dark. And I can even show those as well. One of them is right here that I have. This one for dark. And then I will need to use weapon bricks for this one. But this one for water. Although I may not even need weapon bricks because the miracle tickets are now a thing too. But yeah. They're not the best stinger weapons, but they are still large stinger that you can get from that ticket. So, that said, you are going to want them. And water also has this as well. Like I said, versatility weapons are in the shop. And they're like at the back end. But only for water right now. Versatility is 4 skill effects. Strength is another 2. That means this gets 6. I cannot stress it enough. It is very, very powerful. And it starts off with medium on everything, but it goes up to large assault and large defender when you final break it. And then if that wasn't enough, the elements that don't have stinger will get it. And this final breaks into XL assault, which is quite a lot of it. So that's something to know. Also, depending on what you do, you may or may not want the 50i weapons to give vigor. Definitely not these ones. These ones suck. Because these ones are on pride. And pride, you don't need to multiply the pride you have on a grid. Vigor is a different story. Because the vigor weapons can make a difference between having 3 vigor weapons compared to 2. So, depending on what your setup is. Like, I have the light one already. Which is why you don't see it. So, Dragonic Eyes are starting to become a lot more important. Not just for upgrades, but some of these weapons as well. So, stay on top of that as well if you can. And naturally, of course, if you can get this one, because some people have saved up a lot of eyes, but if you can get this one, remember that you can get some very powerful add-ons. If you want, you can get collab characters that haven't like had a rerun or never will get another one. There's a lot of like diversity with this ticket because it would let you get anything that's in a game. There is one exception though, but that's not until way, way later, and that's some brand new add-ons that's hitting JP stat called the Oni add-ons. They're not in the Miracle ticket. They will be, but they're not in the Miracle ticket upon debut. Everything else will be. So, special Miracle ticket if you can get that, but 150 eyes is asking for a lot. 50 eyes is asking for a lot if you want to be honest. But, there's all of those, and then, one last thing I want to do, like, want to not do, but go over. I'm even having a little bit of trouble with this one. I gotta rethink my approach with this, but this, cave actually is a little bit tricky, because it's intending for you to burst as often as possible. In fact, you want to get at least 3 or more people bursting in the same turn. However, the turns you don't burst, you're going to get hit with 6 stacks of that debuff that's going to increase the damage you take for every 5-turn trigger. So, that said, I'm going to go with a different approach and try to just have a crap ton of damage cut for every single trigger and just ignore the burst mechanic. Because you still want to burst, because that's the damage that's not getting reduced. It's just the fact that it's hard to keep up against that trigger because they're expecting you to burst every single turn. And that's not possible for most people. So you may want to have some form or method of reducing your damage for this one. I'm just giving people a heads up because this one is actually confusing at first and it could be pretty tricky. So there's that. But anyways, that's all for this. More will come soon. I'm going to start getting into a little bit of the the new Union event for, well, new for us on global. JP's had it for a while, but yeah, that's another reason why I've been pretty much just setting up different parties, because this is a dark one I tried for something else, but I got ability damage right here, I got normal attacks right here, and I got burst right here, just for light. Even for my dark characters, I have this one that I normally use for normal attacks. This one I tried to get a little bit of burst frequency going on. This one I tried to get burst damage and some normal attacks. You need multiple teams at this point for different elements. And even then, if I go to like load reset, look at all this stuff that's right here. Look at all this stuff that's right here. So yeah, you're going to start wanting a whole bunch of different combinations and all that. So, like I said, that's all for now though, and more will come soon. I will go into more details about the Heavenly Awakening though at some point. More details about the raid. This event, I'm not going to go into full details about it because it's basically self-explanatory. You pay attention to the type of damage you're dealing and the element you're using. That's it. Because there's no way everybody's going to top rank this one. I doubt I will top rank it, but then again, who knows? I do have some strong white teams, but for a few of the past events, I haven't really done too hot on that one because I can even show my record. This last guild competition down here, yeah. But anyways, that's all for this. More will come soon, and take care.